The day he heard Dwight Howard was going to get traded to them.
How'd that go?
So Cole take the call, and I might have heard some of the conversation. And I might have heard Dwight asking him about LA and, some of the off the court things.
That's not his thing.
Whatever.
Long questions.
Da-da-da. And Kobe got off the phone, said, this shit ain't gonna work.
We talked to him about the party.
That's exactly what he said. This is before he even laced up with him one time. He said his head ain't right. He said, Mofo, I'm here to help you get championships.
That's it. We know him. That's it.
You asking me about producers? He's like, this ain't gonna work. The day he heard Dwight Howard was gonna get traded to them.
How'd that go?
So Cole take the call, and I might have heard some of the conversation. And I might have heard Dwight asking him about LA and, some of the off the court things.
That's not his thing.
Whatever.
Long questions.
Da-da-da. And Kobe got off the phone, said, this shit ain't gonna work.
We talked to him about the party.
That's exactly what he said. This is before he even laced up with him one time. He said his head ain't right. He said, Mofo, I'm here to help you get championships.
That's it. We know him. That's it.
You asking me about producers? He's like, this ain't gonna work.
All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brothers out there. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brothers out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, right? And Salaki, I got the hiccups right now trying to make this video, so, bear with me. All right. So we see here in this video, we got, former NBA player Jalen Rose talking to a couple other guys in the NBA about Kobe. And basically about Kobe's mindset and how when, basically, I guess there was a situation where, when Dwight Howard got traded to LA, Dwight Howard called Kobe up and was asking him about, things to do in Los Angeles, producers, I guess, to make music or something like that or whatever. And, Kobe's mindset, and that's going to be the title of this video. We must have the MAMBA mindset in this truth. If you know anything about Kobe Bryant, he had a no-nonsense and a focused mindset when it came to basketball. You will hear a lot of NBA players say, because with that lifestyle, you got money, you got women around you, you got access to some of the finest women, especially playing in certain cities. And, you can basically go out different places, have as much fun as you want, as long as you perform on the basketball court. And you'll hear a lot of NBA players say, while we were out clubbing and having fun, Kobe Bryant was in the gym putting up shots, right? And that's the mentality that we have to have in this truth, because while the people of this world, they're out concerned, drinking, marrying, giving into marriage, we're supposed to be out here prophesying, getting into the scriptures, learning the breakdowns, getting the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai is given to us through these scriptures, through this book. And you even got certain Israelite groups that are like this, that are more concerned about the fun things that can come with this truth. They're more concerned about having fun, looking good, putting on the best garments, the gimmicks, putting on a show, making things entertaining and stuff like that, right? Where we're supposed to be, just the scriptures alone, the gospel of Yahweh Shai, or the simplicity of Yahweh Shai, that alone should just be enough for anybody who comes into this truth, because we're not in a state where we need to be worrying about partying and fun and all of that, right? In the kingdom, we'll have the room and the space to do that. But at this time right now, that shouldn't be the forefront of your mind in this truth. Your forefront of your mind should be doing the work, right? Or we should be worried about getting in that spiritual gym, right? Which is in these scriptures, doing the videos, out on the highways and byways, and just really worried about what we got to do and who we have to be to receive salvation, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start the scriptures off with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 2. It says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth," right? So for all of those Israelites that are out here that in this truth, to put on the nice fancy garments, to look good, to get in this thing and have a good time, you know what I'm saying, to turn this into a big party and everything like that, you have the heart of a fool, because your heart is in the house of mirth. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting ready and preparing your mind and your spirit for the things that are coming on this earth. And what are the things that are coming on this earth, right? Let's go ahead and get that. In the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So if all of these things, and these things don't sound fun, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, those don't sound like a party to me. So how is partying and having fun and just being in the spirit of mirth, how is that going to prepare you for the sword, famine, death, and destruction, right? That means that you're lacking wisdom and knowledge. What does Isaiah 33 and 6 say? It says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." So if you truly have wisdom and knowledge, you're not going to be worried about, the fun things of life. Yeah, of course we have fun. After we do the work, brothers make it together, have a good time, may eat a little bit, drink a little bit, play a little music or something like that. But we know and understand that the forefront, we understand first things first. That's this work. That's the ministry is first. You know what I'm saying? The ministry is the forefront, right? Salvation, preparing our minds, preparing our spirits, right? So for the things that are going to come, because when all of these things come, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, when that judgment reigns upon earth, man, things ain't gonna be fun. It ain't gonna be much fun out here, man. So how are you gonna prepare for hard times? By having fun. I remember as a little kid, they used to tell us the story about these two ants, right? One ant during the summertime, right? These two ants during the summertime. One ant he was worried about stocking up, putting food in his anthill, storing up food, storing up things that he's gonna need for the winter, right? And the other ant, he was just worried about chilling, having fun, kicking it, playing in the pool or whatever. And when wintertime came, the first ant, he was, the ant that stored up, he was cool during the wintertime. While the other ant, he had to suffer. And that's the same thing with the 5 foolish virgins. Let's go ahead and get that in Matthew chapter 25. Right? The parable of the 10 virgins, right? So Matthew 25 and verse 1, it says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels and with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept." They was chilling, right? They was chilling. It says that in that midnight there was a cry made, "Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him." Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, "Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out." But the wise answered, saying, "Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves." And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, "Lord, Lord, open to us." But he answered and said, "Verily I say unto you, I know you not." It's like you. So we're in that period where we're waiting on the bridegroom. The bridegroom, that is Yahushua, because we're going to be bid to the marriage, right? There's another parable in the book of Matthew, I think Matthew chapter 22 or 23, where it talks about, the man who didn't have his wedding garments, and he was cast out into outer darkness. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing here, right? And here we got the parable of the talents. Actually, let me go to get that same parable, but in Luke chapter 19. Starting at verse 11, it says, "And they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear. He said, Therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive him for himself a kingdom, and to return. And he called his 10 servants, and delivered them 10 pounds, and said unto them, Occupy till I come. But his citizens hated him, and sent a messenger after him, saying, We will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass, Salakia. Actually, yeah. Get down here. It says, Then came the first, verse 16, then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. Salakia, let me start, 15. It says, And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded those servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, thou hast gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, Be thou also over 5 cities. Man, I'm tired of these hiccups. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. So like if thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he saith unto him, Out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury? And he said unto them that stood by, take him from him the pound, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies which were not, that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So the Lord is making an example of how he's going to come back. So we got to be worried about multiplying the Lord's money, which is what? This ministry, doing the work, right? So let's look up this word austere. Right, austeros.
Strong's G 840. Austeros. Austeros.
Right, austeros, right? Of mind and manners, harsh, rough, rigid. Right? Basically, no nonsense. Tough-minded. You know what I'm saying? No, a no bullshit type of person. And I'm pretty sure most of us brothers, even before we came into this truth, we dealt with men who were no bullshit kind of people. It's no excuses with them. You either perform or you don't. You know what I'm saying? There's no middle ground. And that's the kind of mindset that we got to have when it comes to this truth and we doing this work. There's no middle ground because there ain't no excuses when the Lord comes back. There ain't going to be no excuses. The Lord is going to judge us by our works, by what we've done. What we've done with the word that we've gained in this truth. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know when the Lord is coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I want